Superman vs. Thor is arguably one of the most interesting matchups in comics universe that keep attracting fans to debate about who would win this fight. After I uploaded that fan-made Superman vs. Thor in which Thor won the fight, I noticed that there was a lot of argument about who would the winner be, so I've decided to make a full analysis video about it. Due to his Kryptonian biology, Superman's body absorbs solar energy and converts it into power, causing him to pull in 140 gigawatts of solar energy at any given moment. Earth's yellow sun fuels all of his powers, and by flying into the sun, Superman is able to recharge his energy and temporarily boost his powers. Superman's solar receptors have allowed him to absorb different types of radiation, as he has absorbed cosmic energy from Starman, which boosted his powers to the point that he felt like he could crack the Earth in half with a footstep. When Superman encountered Apollo, the god insulted him by calling him a thing and went on to insult Diana for being in a relationship with Superman. Superman wasn't pleased about that and warned Apollo not to speak to Diana this way again, or he would hit him without holding back. The arrogant god did not take that nicely and sent Superman flying with a slap, where he landed in Hephaestus' forge. Enraged, Superman punched Apollo, who retaliated with blasting Superman with sunlight, not knowing that this would boost his powers. Superman felt that he could bring the whole mountain down on Apollo's head with one finger, but still considered that he was Diana's brother, before tossing him away. Superman also displayed the ability to absorb the radiation from an atomic explosion, but this left him severely weak. The sunlight, however, helped Superman healing at an accelerated rate. Superman possesses near limitless strength, though the exact limits of his strength is unknown. He is widely considered as one of the strongest beings in the multiverse. His incredible willpower allows him to push beyond his physical limits when necessary, allowing him to exert incredible feats of strength. Brainiac has stated that because of Superman, there is more power within Metropolis than anywhere else in the universe, easily ranking him as one of the most powerful beings in the universe, if not the most powerful of all. Pre-Crisis Superman is known for having ridiculous feats of strength that defy logic. He moves many planets from their own dying galaxy to new suns at the other side of the universe to save billions of lives. His sneeze can destroy a solar system, forcing him to fly to a long-dead universe where all life vanished eons ago, so he can sneeze without causing any harm to any living being. Superman flies into the white-hot center of the sun, proving immune to temperatures of 50 million degrees, and pushes the sun nearer to Earth, just long enough to take care of an annoying foe called Jack Frost, then returns sun to its proper place. Superman bench-pressed the weight of Earth for 5 days without sweating, which is easily considered among his greatest feats in the recent years. He also pushed against the equivalent of 200 quintillion tons in All-Star Superman's run. After getting supercharged by multiple suns, Superman was able to punch the World Forger hard enough to create a continent-sized hole and crack a tear in the 6th dimension. Superman usually holds back, but when he doesn't, he can beat the most powerful beings in his universe, such as Darkseid and the monster called Doomsday, relying on nothing but his incredible physical abilities. In addition to his nearly limitless strength, endurance, durability, and stamina, Superman possesses incredible speed that enables him to fly faster than light speed and allows him to keep up with Wally West on foot, though he is still not as fast. Superman is fast enough to be in 2 places at once, as he was capable of fighting Darkseid and saving the lives of others at the same time, because doing one task or the other would get people killed, so he did both. Darkseid could not believe that Superman managed to do that and attacked him, but Superman easily evaded the blow and explained that between every hit Darkseid landed, he used all the energy he had to move people out of harm's way. There was no chance he could do that, yet he still had to try because he had hope, and eventually succeeded. Darkseid could not comprehend how Superman had that kind of power, forcing Superman to prove his power by punching Darkseid back to Apocalypse. Although insanely powerful with godlike abilities, Superman is far from being invulnerable against physical damage. He has been severely hurt and knocked out cold by other powerhouses who rival him in physical strength, such as Doomsday, Mongul, and the alien monster called Convict, who knocked Superman out cold with one single punch. Thor, on the other hand, possesses incredible strength, stamina, durability, and endurance, and is regarded as the most powerful Asgardian next to his father Odin. He's also one of the greatest and most experienced warriors of all time, and wields a hammer called Mjolnir, which is crafted from the metal Uru, making it nearly indestructible. Mjolnir is enchanted so that it may only be lifted by those who are worthy of Thor's power. Wielding the hammer improves Thor's natural control over wind, rain, thunder, lightning, and weather. It also allows Thor to travel between dimensions, moving him between Earth and Asgard. Just like Superman, Thor's nearly limitless strength, combined with the enchanted power of Mjolnir, may cause planets to shatter in fierce battles against his foes. His blows have toppled entire cities and have destroyed cosmic-powered villains. Although he usually pulls out these incredible feats while wielding Mjolnir, Thor has also achieved insane feats of strength by only relying on his physical attributes. When Durok killed Valkyrie and was about to finish Sif as well, Thor clashed with the monster, remarking that even with the hammer beside him, he could barely stand against Durok in the past, admitting that he leaned on the hammer's power too often. As the god of thunder and the lord of Asgard, Thor reached deep into himself for a strength never fully realized before, and summoned a huge bolt of lightning that incinerated Durok. One of Thor's most impressive feats was pulling the Serpent of Midgard, which was encircling Earth and crushing it, causing disasters and endangering people's lives. Relying on his incredible strength and unbreakable will, Thor manages to pull the Serpent off Earth and to break its grasp. Just like Superman, Thor's willpower enables him to push beyond his physical limits when necessary, allowing him to pull off some insane feats, such as defeating the more powerful Mangog, who possesses vast superhuman strength, the sum totality of a billion beings. Thor is capable of channeling different amounts of godly energies in combination with the mystical properties of Mjolnir. These energies can be channeled through his hammer for a single energy beam known as the God Blast, which is able to kill even mortals. The surge of energy unleashed engulfed the starving Galactus with bands of force waves that forced him to retreat and flee. Thor defeated Surtur and Ymir, the elemental forces of flame and frost, by gathering all of the mystic power and the enchanted energy held within Mjolnir, and focusing it into a single devastating blast that rips wide the very fabric of the universe. Becoming one with his mystical hammer, Thor unleashed the God Blast and struck both Surtur and Ymir. The energy channeled into the Twilight Sword captured the monsters in its backlash, causing them to vanish into the Sea of Eternal Night. When Magistan Zelia, the ruler of the Dark Gods, took over Asgard and enslaved the Asgardians including Odin and stole his powers, Thor confronted the goddess and unleashed the God Blast, the living fury of energy and rage that surpasses all others. The one that focused through his godly force, becoming as one with the power of the Hammer Supreme, Thor struck the goddess and took her down. Odin then rushed to the fallen goddess and embraced her, reclaiming all the power and the energy she stole from him. In short, Thor managed to destroy Goddess Zelia, although she was power-boosted by Odin's life energy. While Thor is indeed a short-tempered warrior, there is a certain point that he himself can be overwhelmed by his anger and succumb into the state of warrior madness. In the state of warrior madness, Thor's strength increases tenfold and can overpower beings that have either proven to be equal to him in the past or superior to him. He becomes stronger than he was before, but at the cost of his sanity. Thor also possesses incredible speed that has allowed him to block bullets and missiles on many occasions. What many fans do not know is that when wielding Mjolnir, Thor can fly way faster than the speed of light. While Superman possesses greater raw speed, Thor would compensate with his combat speed, which has enabled him to match opponents who can easily fly faster than light speed, such as Silver Surfer, Gladiator, and Sentry. Although incredibly powerful, Thor is not invulnerable against physical damage and has been defeated by other powerhouses who rival him in physical attributes, such as Hulk, Gladiator, and Durok, among many others. Superman fought Thor in the popular JLA Avengers crossover, written by Kurt Busiek with art by the late George Perez. The run is considered officially canon for both DC and Marvel, in which Superman defeated Thor. Thor attacked Superman, who managed to evade the blow and retaliated with a punch that dropped Thor's helmet. Thor managed to send Superman flying with a punch, admitting that Superman is strong, but the measure is not what strength someone has, but what he does with it. Superman hit Thor with his heat vision, which hurt him, but did not stop him. Thor lunged at Superman, calling him a jackal, and vows that he will not fall. Thor was about to hit Superman with Mjolnir, but Superman managed to block the blow, and to catch Mjolnir. Thor could not believe his eyes and thought that was impossible, but Superman did not waste any time and delivered a powerful punch which sent Thor flying and dropped him unconscious. Superman then admitted that Thor might be the toughest he has ever fought before he was taken down by the Avengers. In the crossover's finale, Thor threw Mjolnir to Superman, who was already in position of Cap's shield, shouting, "Do thou well with it." Superman gained control of the hammer and went on the kind of world-shattering tear one would expect from Superman wielding Mjolnir, with all of Thor's power in addition to his own. However, and after saving the universe, Superman attempted to casually pick up Mjolnir and return it to Thor, but found that he could not. Thor remarked that Odin must have lifted the enchantment on a temporary basis, just to allow the heroes to prevail, so while Superman may have been worthy, he probably wasn't that worthy. I agree and disagree with this outcome at the same time. I agree because Superman is strong enough to defeat Thor, but I also agree that Thor is strong enough to defeat Superman, so it could go either way, depending on the writer's plot. What I do not agree with is ignoring Superman's weakness or vulnerability to magic and the fact that Mjolnir is enchanted and should damage Superman. Superman's weakness to magic is 100% canon and has been documented and proven for countless times in comics. In fact, Superman himself lists magic among his major weaknesses, along with kryptonite and red sun, which should be enough to end all debate about it. Superman has always had troubles fighting magically powered beings, such as the mighty Atlas, who beat Superman to within an inch of his life, and the reason was magic, which severely weakened him. The Man of Steel was eventually forced to ask for Zatanna's help, but he found her cousin Zachary instead. Superman told the magician that he needed an arcane shield to protect him from the power of a foe whose strength is derived from magic. Zachary wasn't sure he could help, but Superman mentioned that he needed the power of the sun, and Zachary said that he had a spell for the sun, and cast the spell on Superman, which finally helped him defeating Atlas, without which he was doomed to lose. Shazam knocked Superman out cold with 2 punches and stated that he managed to do that because he got lucky and because Superman is vulnerable to magic. On another occasion, Shazam fought Superman when he was possessed by the demon Eclipso and stated that Superman has weaknesses. One is magic. Diana cut Superman with a blade tempered in magic, forcing him to admit that she could kill him with that magical blade. On another occasion, the God Slayer stabbed Superman with a knife that should have shattered on his body, but they must have weakened Superman, possibly with magic. In the Justice League vs. Suicide Squad run, the Enchantress easily took Superman down, stating that he is weak to magic. Even in crossovers, Superman had difficulties dealing with magically powered beings, such as Skeletor in the DC Universe vs. Masters of the Universe run, who states that Superman has two weaknesses. One of them is magic, which makes Superman Skeletor's plaything. In another crossover featuring the Thundercats, Lion-O managed to slash Superman with the magical Sword of Omens and hurt him, forcing Superman to state that it was because of magic. So whether Superman is weak, vulnerable, or defenseless against magic, he will be having troubles dealing with magically powered beings, unless the writer decides to overlook this weakness. Although both Superman and Thor possess nearly limitless strength, stamina, durability, and incredible willpower, I believe Superman is physically the stronger, especially if we take his pre-crisis absorbed feats into account. But would this be enough to defeat Thor, who has beaten more powerful opponents on countless occasions? I don't think so. Superman's vulnerability to magic could be the key to a possible defeat at the hands of Thor. That weakness is the main reason that Shazam and Atlas, among many other mystical beings, have posed serious problems for Superman. The rare occasions where Superman resists magic in comics are exceptional cases and should not be handled or treated as the standard or the norm. Mjolnir's enchanted blasts, including the formidable God Blast, should be able to damage Superman, and that should be the standard, but after all, it's up to the writer to decide whether Superman can resist Mjolnir's magical power or not. Although no analysis will end the debate about who would win between Thor and Superman, I believe that my videos always provide the greatest amount of information that would help forming reasonable views and opinions. Let me know what you think about this matchup, and as usual, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching and have a nice one.